Woohoo! Hello, friends! Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to another episode of The Mind of the Martyr, where you'll see things are a little bit different. We have two folks that are feeling a little rough today. Well, one's feeling rough, one is, inconveniently having a birthday. So happy birthday to Adam. And we hope that Leona is going to be feeling better very, very soon. But as you can see, we have another person with us. We have the wonderful Austin joining us today. Why don't you say hello? Tell a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Austin, and I'm here to be a friend who rolls dice.
that's
Got it in one.
accurate.
Love that.
That's it. I do stuff. I do a lot of stuff. Yeah, my name's Austin. I'm super excited to be here. I do like tabletop RPG stuff, so I'm on a few streams here and there, usually as a guest or in one-shot scenarios. I just got announced that I'm on a full campaign for a new Kids on Brooms campaign over at Utopia. That's the name of the channel. Wow. That just happened today, so that's super exciting. Other than that, I don't know what that means.
Yes, it means good job.
That's
amazing.
that's called
Going
Cole is getting
Oh.
very excited.
Cole
and
is
it's just
excited
yes.
to have you.
I was like, am I talking too long? I've never been here before.
No.
She's playing you off. She's playing you off. Just kidding.
It's
No.
Other than that, I do like game design stuff. So if you need someone to write for your game or playtest your game, I like to write and playtest games. I'm on Twitter. I think it says it somewhere in my overlay. I don't know if it does.
just above you. Just
Right
up there.
there. You can come find me on Twitter. And here, as long as they'll have me.
Fantastic. Austin's going to be joining us at least for the next couple of weeks while we go ahead and dive into a little something. We have the rest of the wonderful cast here ready and raring to go, I hope, apart from, the gallons of coffee we are currently ingesting. Speaking of coffee, though, that makes a good segue to talk about the folks we are affiliated with on the channel real quick. We are affiliated, first and foremost, by Grinding Coffee. They are a back LGBT plus owned coffee company. They are fantastic. They have a whole bunch of fantastic blends and various different flavors. They also do sample packs in case you're a little bit indecisive or want to try a few flavors at the same time. Go ahead and throw in the code FWRD for 10% off. It helps them out. They're wonderful. It helps us out. And you'll get yourself some good coffee as well. Go ahead and check out their website at Grinding Coffee, and you will be able to check out what flavors they have. And I still am waiting for my cowboy blend. I'm still waiting. Alrighty. We are also affiliated with So Nerdware. You can go ahead and throw in the code FRIENDS for 10% off over there. They do a whole bunch of fantastic TTRPG paraphernalia and are owned by some cool people. So go ahead and check them out too. We are also part of the wonderful Emporium streaming team. We have done 2 different fundraisers, one for the wonderful folks in Texas and one for breast cancer research. We crossed like 17K for Texas relief, which is just ridiculous. And last time I checked the total, we were at over 6K for the breast cancer research as well. That is amazing. We love our Emporium friends. They are fantastic. Y'all are fantastic for donating and tuning in. And go ahead and check out all of the streamers there because we're going to be doing some stuff with them very, very soon. And we are super excited about it. Alrighty. That's enough of me blabbing, I think. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the game today? Rochelle, would you mind giving folks a recap on what happened last episode?
Okay, so we cleared a city of Kruthik. that had been brought there, lured there. Somehow Eridan's sister was involved, Esther, which is a horrible name, by the way. Anyway, we hog-tied Esther. And we took a wagon ride to, what is that place called? Ansaya, with Knight-Errant Sinclair. As we're crossing the border into Ansaya, we met up with their Z-Team guards, who are horrible. Found out from Knight-Errant Sinclair that all their A-Team guards had been dispatched to other places because some stuff's going down in Ansaya. Mostly to do with people just disappearing, like in other places in the world, just gone. So we go to the capital to meet up with the queen. We get invited to a ball. Esther is taken away to dungeons somewhere, maybe? Secured. She is secured. So since we got invited to the ball, we had to go get some fancy duds. So we go to Delilah's and we step into her wardrobe of wearable wonders. And it's like the Matrix, all these clothes and items just, some of us enjoyed it more than others. And then we go to the ball, everybody's eyeballing us. Mara and Eridan have a nice dance. And then we meet up with the queen to give her our little story and to collect our reward. Come on, she owes us a boon, several boons, several boons. We took care of her Kruthic issue. So, and that is where our story starts tonight.
Indeed. As you've been in the ball for a little amount of time, drinks, food, and shapes are more than likely thrown on the dance floor there, as eventually you are approached and pulled into a side building. It's a rather decadent display room. A lot of different kinds of artwork and statues and other such things on the wall as you step inside. You see Queen Elowen just take a seat on one of the lounges and extends a hand to offer everyone to also take a seat. She pulls up a little section of her dress, so just so she can sit a little more comfortably, crosses her legs, and you immediately watch the facade drain as her body language suddenly becomes a lot more relaxed and a lot less formal. She quickly pulls the crown straight off her head and just lays it to the side. I suppose you won't judge me for getting a little bit more comfortable. I'm still not entirely I hate it. I miss being on the road, but one does what one has to do. I have been told some of your goings on by Sinclair. I've been informed of what you've been dealing with recently, and one, I must apologize for the struggle that you've been going through, and two, I must thank you for assisting the neighboring kingdom. It is appreciated when people such as yourselves, well, take it upon themselves to protect their fellow people and do the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing. But that's not why I brought you in here. I'm concerned. What started as reports of disappearances in a small village is now turning into multiple reports. I know that you already know that our forces are spread rather thin, and it's strange to not have anything to deal with. There's no fights, there's no creatures, they just vanish. But it's not just that. There are other things going on.
Mara would hold up her hand and say, how secure is this room?
This room is
From-
secure.
Eavesdropping? Magically as well as physically?
The entire castle is covered in a magical ward. You won't have to worry about any snooping.
Okay, proceed.
I appreciate your concern. I know that you're all capable. There's differences in the air. There's differences in the landscape. Things are feeling colder, darker. And nature itself is also starting to retaliate. I have a quest for you. A job, if you will. Normally, this would go to some of my more elite soldiers, but you've proven yourselves capable. And I will be sure very much to reward you, as I'm sure this will go well.
Is this in addition to the boons you are already going to give us?
I appreciate people like you, knowing what they're worth. It will be a combined gift, let's say.
Well,
People
let's
should
hear
always
more
be
about
paid
this
for their
quest.
work. Very well. She leans back a little bit into the chair. When I say that nature is retaliating, I'm not kidding. The trees almost seem to be conspiring. Conversations between the spirits that dwell there. It seems as though one particular individual is beginning to rile up some of the natural spirits, and, well, I do not know to what end, but I know the travelers have been being attacked. Not killed, but their items taken and destroyed. Their food, strangely, and water, the only things they seem to be interested in. It is incredibly strange for these kinds of spirits to be so aggressive, out for themselves. I need someone to go ahead and investigate. I understand that perhaps these particular skills aren't in your skill set, so I have contacted an old friend, and they've sent someone to assist you in these matters. Stop the attacks. Fix whatever is going on in the forest. With minimum to no casualties. And you'll have my gratitude and my boon.
Weren't we already supposed to get that though? Because I'm confused. Wasn't that why we came here?
You came here because Sinclair brought you to me. Apparently Sinclair said it was possible for you to receive something. As I said, I'm happy to pay people for their work.
Okay.
Could I perhaps make a small request about the prisoner that we brought?
Yes, I was told someone was escorted.
Could I request that no harm comes to her?
No harm will come to her. She's simply being held for the meantime. We're not barbarians. We don't keep people in pits. She will be treated with respect. She will be fed. She will be clothed. She will be taken care of.
Thank you.
She just nods a little before turning to the rest of you. I will see to it that you are justly rewarded.
You said
And you
we'll
are aware of who may come for her.
Oh, indeed.
Okay.
How much
With
do you
all-
know about them?
I'm aware of what she is, as well as what you are. The Magicardum doesn't have a lot of say in Ansaya. I keep a few of them in the loop of some of the more minor things that happen, but I trust my people more than I trust them. And frankly, I don't think they're going to want to go through me, so I think we'll be fine.
You said we'd be traveling with someone?
Indeed. I contacted a very old friend of mine, someone a little more in tune to the natural forces than myself, and they decided perhaps it would be prudent to send one of their own. Protege is the wrong word, but I've been told they're very good at what they do. And she turns towards the door and signals towards the lone guard that's been inside, keeping an eye on you all. He nods back before stepping out of the door. It takes but a few moments before you hear some heavy footsteps. Definitely far heavier than a humanoid. They are deliberate and strong, and almost a little imposing as you hear them come closer and closer. The door opens up and you see a mass of fur against the door itself as an individual steps through, having dismounted from the back. Austin, would you like to introduce your character to us?
Yeah, so you see this massive fur, and it's like a large, like mount-sized gray wolf. It has like a simple girdle. It doesn't have like a saddle, but it's like a simple girdle. And strapped to the side of it, there's what looks to be a spare quarterstaff, as this person has a spear and bow on their back, so it looks like they have like a spare quarterstaff in case they lose one situation. They are pretty, like, the person is also pretty imposing in terms of size. Like, they are probably like 6'1" and wide-shouldered and wide-hipped. They have a delicate face. They have like half-shaved hair, and like the side that shaves looks like tattooing of some sort on it. And they have these deep, like soulful hazel eyes. They're in like green and gold, like leather armor, like leather armor is head to toe. I don't know how armor usually works.
Same.
And are barefoot.
Yes.
And when they first get in, they look at the queen, and she bows, and she says, "Nawe, reporting from the Emerald Enclave, Your Highness. What would you have me do?"
It is a pleasure to have you here, Nawe. Remind your friend that I owe them big time.
I will let him know.
She smiles. I know that you have quite a knack for the natural arts. I'm sure that you felt the disturbance as much as I have. I'm hoping that you can go ahead and, perhaps with this group, uncover what's causing this change, this darkness.
Yes, the trees, they are sick. There's something wrong, and it has troubled me. I'm glad that you called. And she'll look at the group. My name is Naue Breakscale. What may I call all of you?
Vara comes up and says,
Oh no.
I am Mara Katani. Are you a hugger?
No thank you. Maybe after I know you longer than 30 seconds.
Okay. They're really good hugs.
I am
and
sure.
She bows and backs away.
Oh
Uh,
my god.
I would step forward. Dawan steps forward and also bows. Does a very polite bow. Says, Dawan,
Nice to meet you, Dawan.
that is a very large cat you have.
No, this is. Do you get out much? This is a wolf.
That's a cat. It's a very large cat. I'm impressed.
I look back. Lupa, apparently you are a cat. And she'll like low growl. I do not think she is a cat.
Dawan's just nodding.
Jacaranda will druid craft a small bouquet and then also like do a slight bow and say, I'm Jacaranda Rowan, but you can call me Jack, and then just give the bouquet.
These are quite beautiful, Jack. You should. I'm sure the druids in the Enclave would love to meet with you someday. And she'll like tie it to her quarterstaff on Lupa.
Right, Sailor Moon.
So it was fun streaming with you guys. Just gonna casually phase out here. No, Eridan will also bow and just say, you can call me Eridan.
Lovely to meet you, Eridan. I am sorry I did not know I would have new companions today. I do not have any gifts with me now.
Also, this is Orin, and this is Leona.
Valentine.
Valentine.
Valentine, not Leona.
Yes, Leona herself is now in the game.
Send it into the game.
This is Leona. She couldn't make it because we somehow put her inside the fake world inside her head.
She, the character's not saying anything, but she in actuality is screaming in the void.
Yes.
Help me, help me. Why am I here? Help me.
All right.
So
all
you
right.
see, you would have seen quite the motley crew in front of you. We have Oren the Halfling Monk, Dawan is a shifter, Valentine is a Leonin, Mara's human, Eridan is a tiefling, and then we have Jack is... Actually, you would probably know the most out of everyone. Jack is an Enkaimer. An Enkaimer is a sentient plant race, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably met 3 or 4 in your time, just due to the amount of time you spent around the forests. But you would also know that in built-up areas, they are practically rare to non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that is the party you see before you.
This is a super aside, but I can understand getting tripped up to call someone their real name when their character's ancestry is very close to their name. You're like, it's a Leone, and I was like, oh yeah, I would be like, that would get
Leona the Leonin, yes.
Ooh, wow, that's a Saturday morning cartoon character. Sorry.
I'm gonna
If you're
tell
watching and you
Don't apologize.
I'm gonna tell Leona on you. I'm gonna tell her to watch the VOD. It's over.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I apologize for not having any gifts for you all, but I will do my best to guide you on this quest.
Jacaranda will like start druid crafting everyone little bouquets to just like hand out.
We do
Cute.
not deserve Jacaranda.
I think Dawn would turn to Jacaranda and ask her if she knows of this tree sickness.
Would I know anything about this? Have there been whispers through the tree network?
Through the tree vine,
Have you
perhaps?
have you felt things in the soil? How's the pH balance? How are the pH levels?
I think. Go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
$13.
Okay. I think because you haven't really rested in this area yet, you haven't had the time to, one, reach out, or two, dream, that there is a strange sense around you, but until now it hasn't really made too much sense. I think you need to go ahead and just quickly, I say quickly, you would need to take a moment to rest and just be in tune with that around you.
Okay.
Speaking of that, your queenliness, can we have a safe place to rest for the eve? We've been traveling all day and then we had a ball.
Haha, I see what you did there.
I must say that your queenliness is definitely a new one. That's... she kind of just... She kind of fakes putting her hands in her head, but you can see underneath that she's kind of giggling and smiling to herself. You all remind me of some people I met a long time ago. I can sort you out. And she kind of ponders for a moment. Actually, I'm gonna roll.
Pachunk.
I can probably sort you out one of the ground floor guest chambers. They're not our best, but they will do. Please understand that I will have to keep the guards in the area, though, as after all, I don't really know you yet.
Do you have like dirt? A dirt like patch or area?
I think Nawe would chime in, and Jack, there's a spot I planned on camping on overnight if you would be more comfortable outside.
Yes, please.
Very well.
If that is fine with the rest of you, I understand you don't know me and may not want me to whisk your friend away somewhere.
We can all just camp outside.
Are you sure? I know that sometimes beds are nice for people.
I'd be more comfortable under the sky where I have some semblance of trust. She glares at the queen.
Oh,
She didn't want to.
What? She's sending us on this quest and she doesn't trust us? Well, yeah.
This is because she rejected your hug.
I can try to make like kind of like beds with sticks and leaves.
I trust that if you feel comfortable and if Amara is with you, then you're safe. I myself prefer after a week in a wagon. I think I'll choose a bed. Thank you.
Very well. It is open to anyone that would require it.
I would like to look at them before we go outside the guest rooms. I want to see what they look like. I just don't want to stay there for the night.
That's fair. That's totally fair. She smiles and just kind of nods to all of you. Definitely remind me of a group I used to know. Go ahead and... She kind of chuckles for a moment. I forgot to call him back in. Arthur, you watch as the guard that had escorted Naui here comes back inside. Would you be a dear and escort these people to the West Chambers on the ground floor? Make sure that they're presentable as well, please. And
The room's
keep a
not
watch.
us.
Oh, y'all
going
look
to say,
fabulous right now.
How dare. Now
I
don't
saw
like
Jessie's
Bree.
face. I knew what she meant.
No, y'all look fabulous right now.
Make sure they're presentable.
Make sure they're presentable as well.
Shade.
They will be staying as a guest, and please make sure that there is a round-the-clock watch as well, just in case. Arthur kind of taps his chest, nods, and then beckons for you all to exit. It has been a pleasure. Feel free to let one of my companions here know if you do need anything.
I bow and say, Your Highness.
It has been a pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
I go outside. I'm not following to whoever bed or whatever. I immediately just start heading outside and I let everyone know where they can find me if they want to camp out.
All right. This is the capital city, so going towards the nearest exit is going to be a bit of a trek, but you can go ahead and kind of pitch outside of the main city walls, closer towards the forested area just outside of the city. All right. Jacaranda is following Naui?
Well, I wanted to see the room.
Ah, yes, of course. Yeah, so anyone who is going to the room, Arthur will go ahead and escort you down a set of long corridors. You can see various different storage areas, as well as what appears to be other kind of waiting rooms, and a very large and decorated kitchen area. Certainly not the only one of the castle, but perhaps the one that probably entertains the most usage. Heading down towards the westernmost door, Arthur goes ahead and opens it up, and you see a wing of what appears to be 10 different small isolated rooms. Opening one of them up, you would see just a basic kind of setup. There is a small washroom off to the side, along with a rather comfortable bed. The room itself is pretty plainly decorated, wallpapers of white and silver. There is a small writing desk to the side, which is currently, it appears that every single room has a full fruit bowl ready and waiting. And that is about it. It's pretty much just a small area. There's like a little armoire to hang some things up if you need to. But other than that, it's a pretty simple guest room. Whoever is staying could go ahead and take a room for themselves. Pretty much every room is exactly the same. The furniture's of good quality, but certainly not the same quality that you saw in the ballroom. Definitely more practical than pretty.
Mara would go to Aridin. Say, if you go to see her, do not go by yourself.
You haven't even known me that long. I feel like you know me just a little too well. Okay. I won't go alone.
Rest well, my friend.
You too.
And then she would turn to Jacaranda, say, whenever you'd like to go.
Is there a lot of fruit in those fruit bowls?
Yeah, they're pretty sizable, and you can tell that they have been put there recently. They're pretty fresh.
Okay, then Jacaranda will ask, can I take some of them? These?
That one's gonna give you, if there are cherries and grapes, cherries and grapes and anything else that's toxic to animals.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? Why? What are you trying to do?
She's trying to keep her cats from eating them.
Yes. Okay. I was like, what's happening?
Cherries and grapes are balls. They'll look at this little cat paw that no one on stream can see. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's going to wreak havoc right there.
So I will, I'll take those, and then Mara and I can go join. Was it Nawi? Okay.
All right. The night is not quite as bitter as some of the ones that you've experienced on the way here, thankfully. Nawi, do you set up a campfire and everything as well? Or
Yeah, I'm like
a little bit more?
Yeah, I set up a whole campsite. And while waiting, I would have cast Animal Messenger at some point just to send word that I made it. So I'm probably talking to a robin or something when they get there and letting it go. Yeah, I would have set up a whole campsite. Not sure how many people are coming, so there's I feel like I probably have at least one spare tent, so there's 2 tents set up, and I have a fire going, and there's some small game that I'm preparing to feed Lupa, which is the wolf's name, everyone. And there's a pail of water that I just filled, so it's ready. I still have to go get food for people, not my wolf, but she needs a lot of food.
Fair. As Jacaranda and Mara step outside of the castle, you hear the slight tweet as a robin will land just on Jacaranda's shoulder. And as that animal messenger spell goes off, Jacaranda, you are informed that Nawi did in fact make it, and you get some basic directions as to how to get to the camp.
I'm gonna ask directions based on visuals. Is there a big tree, or what's something that's nearby to the bird?
Absolutely. The closest exit would be back the way you came, through the wagon, so everything's pretty recognizable on the way. And as you step out and through, there's a small section of farmland, and then beyond that, a forested area, and that is where Nawi would have made camp. Just enough away from the farmers as not to interrupt. Nawi, you spend a little while getting all this prepared, grabbing small game, feeding Lupa. As you're spending some time here, you can feel Lupa is on edge. There's just this kind of perpetual feeling. It's strange. It's not necessarily anger or aggression. There's just a strange sense of emptiness in the forest surrounding you. you can hear the trees almost communicating with each other. It's discomforting. And as you're feeling this yourself, you can also feel Lupa just on edge as well from it.
I think I'll cast Speak with Animals. And try to find another bird or a rabbit or something.
Yeah, you definitely can. More than likely, if you're cooking meat, you probably would find a small fox or something along the lines that has caught wind of the meat. Very careful around Lupa, but you can go ahead and kind of coerce it and use your Speak with Animals.
Yeah, I think I look at the fox and I'm like, pay her no mind. Here. Are you hungry? And I break off a piece of whatever Lupa has and like toss it towards the fox. What can you tell me of these woods, Trickster?
It's hesitant, but slowly begins to bring itself forward, eventually munches down on the piece you broke off as it looks up towards you. Not much left to trick, not much left to take.
When did this start?
A few moons now. 5, 6 maybe.
Those that are left, where do you hunt? Where do you get water?
Wherever isn't covered. Things are empty. Like the constructs of the legwalkers.
Are there legwalkers in your woods? Is that what this is?
They keep to themselves like they always have. But what they make is cold and empty.
Are they making something in the woods?
I don't know. Not smart to go looking.
Where would someone perhaps less smart go looking?
It pauses for a moment. Deeper in. Sinilus would know.
Sinilus. Who is that?
Sinilus, the spirit that guards the woods around here. One of the old tree folk.
Well, thank you. I shall look for this Sinilus, and I do not know if you have a family or anyone, and she'll clasp her hands and like press into them and pull up and cast Goodberry, and I'll tin Goodberries, and I'll get a little pouch and put them in a pouch and tie it around the fox's neck. Those can either keep you fed for 10 days, or you can share them with friends, but be well and be safe.
The fox gives you a look, and then
Only eat one a day.
looks towards the bag, looks back towards you, slowly takes the bag into its mouth, turns, and then kind of like doubles back for a second, just looking you over again, before swiftly sprinting deeper into the forest.
And I'll just go sit back to tending the fire and waiting for whoever's gonna, if anyone, as far as she knows, is gonna join me.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take us a while. Jacaranda doesn't move very fast.
You've probably got another half hour maybe before you see two silhouettes
Plenty
coming
of time to have their food ready.
You see Jacaranda and Mara approaching you as the twin moons are now very much at their apex in the sky. You can see at this point, the majority of the light would still be bright and cascading and covering across the land before you. It's not too difficult to see their faces as they approach.
So Jacaranda has put all of the fruit that she got from Dewan. She's like holding it with like branches and leaves, like so it looks like she's a fruit tree.
That's so good.
And so she's gonna come up and say, like, I bet you didn't think I was a fruit tree.
I didn't know you would get a haircut so quick.
I didn't really, but I brought some fruit
Thank
for
you.
you. And she's gonna use speak with animals to tell Lupa that they're not good for animals, and she's sorry.
Oh, she is fine, and she's like gnawing on like a rabbit carcass.
Probably
also,
a lot better.
You do not need to use her magic to talk with her. She can understand you.
Oh, she can.
She cannot respond. She can only respond to me, but she can understand you.
Well, it's just something that I can do, but it doesn't actually use my magic.
Oh. We are similar then.
I like that.
I like that too. Please, I've prepared some food. I'm not sure everyone's dietary restrictions, so I found some edible berries and such and prepared some small game for those who partake in meat.
Mara would sit down. Thank you.
I do not need either of the tents. You are welcome to them. I always sleep with you, Lupa.
Oh no, I don't need any. But thank you for all the trouble, and I'm glad we get to sleep outside.
I do not like the confines of society too much. So I'm glad I could give you all some respite. It seemed... I mean, you seem more comfortable outside, and you seem to not trust the queen too much.
It's not that I don't trust her. She does not trust us, and she's asking for a favor. You would think that would infer some level of trust, but I didn't feel that, so.
That is fair. I do not know her well, but those who are in leadership at the Enclave trust her, so I trust them, and I trust their faith in her. But we are all our own people. You do not need to trust her. I am happy I could give you somewhere safe to sleep.
And I appreciate it greatly.
I heard from a fox a bit ago, a lead that might help us figure out what's going on here. They told me of a... What's it? Me, Austin, forgot what it's called. Tree, a living tree.
The fox called them just a tree folk.
Tree folk. They told me of a tree folk named Sinnerless, that they would know more about what is going on in the woods and where we can look to possibly stop it or at least learn more. But the fox akin to the constructs made by the animals and the spirits call us leg walkers, but the humankind, even though everyone's a human, it's always humanoid kind. They said it felt cold and empty, the way buildings and cities do.
And the fox told you where?
They told me to look for Sinnerless. the spirit who guards this woods. They do not know where they will be, but I suppose we start looking and ask around.
I can ask tonight.
You can ask tonight?
Oh, well, I don't really sleep. I take root, and then I just kind of talk to the world. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
No, I know exactly what you mean. There are those more seasoned at the Emerald Enclave that do such a thing.
Where is that?
Oh,
is it a secret?
No, it is. Well, yes. I do not know where it is. I find it when I need to go home.
I think that's a really cool secret to have.
I find it interesting too. I've asked, but I'm told the only one who knows is the one who started the Enclave themselves. Everyone else simply leaves when they need to, and we find it when we need to again.
What if you've never found it before? How do you find it the first time?
You find it if you need to.
Anybody?
That is what I'm told.
How did you find it?
I was born there.
Oh.
But my mother, she found it after a long night of trying to find herself, so to speak. She had been a druid for a long time and had gotten accustomed to life in the city. She felt disconnected from nature. She went searching the woods for an answer, and next thing she knew, she was in the Emerald Enclave. So if you ever need it, you will find it or it will find you. I'm not sure which way.
Does Mara know anything about the Emerald Enclave?
You can try a history check, but it'll be a pretty high DC.
This is Mara we're talking.
This is Mara. Let's go, nat 20 right now.
21. Okay. Details on the Emerald Enclave are scarce at the best of times. It's almost a pseudo-mythical group. The Emerald Enclave have been known to assist travelers who really would need them more than anything else. You can't find the Emerald Enclave just by wanting to find it. There are very few individuals who have had contact with the Emerald Enclave, and those few individuals seem to have sworn their own silence about the group. It's known that they exist in some capacity, but...
Good guys, bad guys, own agenda type guys.
They seem to be focused more on making sure that nature is balanced and nature is not being harmed. Very much not evil people. Good or bad is subjective. They are more interested in keeping... Austin's face is getting me. Yes, they're very much focused around making sure that nature isn't tampered with and making sure that it is... that humans don't overstep their boundary is probably another fair thing to say.
Mara would say to Nawi, there are some things happening with nature that I'd like to tell you about, but do you mind if I tell you mind to mind? Because I'm not sure who could be listening.
You hear in your mind. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is what she tells you. She tells you there is the Magic Carnum, and as far as she can tell, they are responsible for twisting certain creatures that so far we have found giant worms that were let free on a couple of towns to just ravage them. And that there were these Kruthic that were released upon a city and just totally demolished the city. And that they had taken a Kruthic and a worm and made some type of hybrid. And while we took care of the worms so that they're not ravaging the countryside anymore, the Kruthic commander and this hybrid are still out there. They're still at large. We weren't able to dispose of them. So you might want to give that information to the Enclave when you have communication with them next. We're not sure of their end game, but they seem to be experimenting on animals and then just letting them out into the environment. The worms had cleared out like everything around this town.
That is quite troubling. I'm not sure if they already know, but just to be safe, and she'll do like a bird whistle to cast Animal Messenger again. And another robin lands on her finger, and you hear her mostly bird whistle, and then send it off. They will hopefully receive word tonight, and if they do not know, now they will. Thank you for sharing this with me, she says in your head.
And she would say, so I'm not sure if this quest we're on has anything to do with that, or if it's more to do with the disappearance of peoples, because peoples have been disappearing all over.
If I was a betting woman, I would bet that all of them are connected.
Likely. But my knowledge is limited. I don't remember any stories of this happening at any time in the past.
Do I have any stories, DM?
I mean, you certainly know of the Magicanum. The Magicanum are one of those groups that presents that they are incredibly helpful in helping people learn and helping research and all of that kind of thing. But a lot of sects of the Magicanum have meddled in the past with a lot of different kinds of nature and a lot of different kinds of magic. And there are stories certainly passed down within the Enclave to be wary of these individuals, although not all of them are inherently bad guys. There is a lot of them who do not understand what they are tampering with. It's definitely not an allegory for anything in real life, I promise, he says sarcastically. These individuals are dangerous because they carry a lot of hubris with them. There have been situations in the past where they have meddled with nature and it has backfired, and the Enclave has had to step in to restore balance. When it comes to the disappearances they're talking about, you probably haven't heard anything so far. I think you're far enough removed that the only information you have is the information that Elowin shared, that people have indeed gone missing for reasons that they do not understand yet.
But she makes it clear that it's just not here in Ansaya, that in other kingdoms that the same issue is happening.
Well, they will get word, and I told them it was urgent to let our leader know. And if anyone will know what to do, it is them.
Yeah, any information they could share would be much appreciated as well, because I've never seen or heard anything like this, and it's quite disturbing.
Once I hear back, I will share what I can.
Thank you. Then she turns to Lupa.
Lupa looks up from her dinner.
And she would say, Lupa, would you like to play?
And she does, the dog body language for playing.
And Mara would play with her because Mara has a friend who is a giant cat fox. A giant lynx fox.
Yeah, so she plays with you. At some point now he's like, Lupa, not knock over the tent. That is not a toy. We talked about this. As she tries to take the tent like a giant chew toy.
And Mara is just so happy. She's like, I miss my friend.
I love this.
But does Mara try to give Lupa a hug?
I mean, no. Because she knows enough that wolves probably are not huggers, even though her friend likes hugs, but that's her friend. So, but they play.
I like that, like, super intimidating humanoid. Are you a hugger? Wolf, I know you're not a hugger.
All right. The wind is blowing relatively softly. It's a rather calm and quiet night as these conversations continue. Filling each other in a little bit about the current situation. Gonna just flick back quickly, back to the castle. Is there anything that Eridan and Dawan are doing?
I don't know, Eridan. Is there something that we're doing?
The spiteful part of me was like, no.
Otherwise, Dawan's gonna make a little pillow nest in her bed.
Oh my god.
And Poultice and Pestle. God, one of these days, I'm not gonna hesitate. I don't know why their names are so familiar or similar. Anyways, they are also on said pillows. How they got in, nobody knows. Where they've been, nobody knows. Austin, for your information, Poultice and Pestle are two cats. Poultice is a hairless
Sphinx.
What are they called? Sphinx, right? Yeah, a hairless sphinx who just looks evil incarnate. And Pestle is a very very, very fat Persian who's just a giant ball of fluff, and it looks like his face has been smashed in.
I'm a fan of this show. I knew about the cats.
Oh, okay, good.
But
good.
but this is
good. This is a refresher for everyone else.
This is a refresher for everybody. It's good. It's good. Like, yeah. I forgot how people looked because I haven't heard you all talk about how you look in a while. So that was good for me.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so they're on the pillows and they are chilling, lounging.
You'd hear a soft knock at your door.
I swing the door open.
Hi. Are you busy?
Dawn turns to look at her pillow nest that she is in the process of rearranging. And then back at Eridan. Not particularly. Did you need something?
Would you mind joining me to go talk to someone?
Your sister?
Yeah.
She's gonna grab her medicine kit. Let's go.
Eridan will nod. And
Do you know where we're going?
Can I say that, I snooped already? I didn't really want to, roleplay that part.
If you want to snoop, you're gonna need a stealth check.
Well, not snoop, but, kind of snoop,
ask
but,
around.
but ask one of the guards.
You can talk to people.
Yeah.
That's a thing you can do.
No.
Listen, I haven't socialized in, a year now. Leave me alone.
I know
People
that
look
feel.
at me in the
I
grocery
feel
store
that.
the wrong
I
way. I
feel.
cry. Like, come on. Of course I snoop, so Airden snoops. And by
Okay.
snoop, I mean, like, don't look at me.
So wait, are you rolling a stealth check or are you talking to people?
I'd find, like, one person to talk to.
Okay. There's a set of 2 guards outside the doors entering this, like, wing, so to speak. So you can go ahead and chat to them. They kind of mumble between each other. And then one of them rushes off. Takes a few minutes before they return and nod. Just, you are permitted to speak to the prisoner.
Thank you.
We will need to ask that you completely disarm when entering.
Okay. Hand over 2 swords.
Okay.
Dawn reaches into her medicine kit and pulls out the mace. but she doesn't extend it. She just hands it in its collapsed form to the
it's
guard.
like a grenade-sized mace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfection.
It's just a very spiky rock with a button.
You're taken through downstairs into the basement level by these guards. As you're taken down and through, you pass through a few different rooms. There's like a couple of storage areas. There's a locked steel door and a open winery area before you go down a small pathway. Down the small pathway, you see a locked and definitely enchanted iron gate. And as the iron gate is unlocked and opened up, you find yourselves walking into a very similar wing that you had been in before. Although very clearly all of the walls are enchanted. There is the same layout, these smaller rooms with beds, chairs, writing desk, etc., etc., etc. You are brought to the back left-hand one, and the door is opened up by the 2 guards. As they open it up, you see huddled onto the bed, knees up, reading through just a random book they pulled from the shelf. Esther, now in common clothes rather than her Luna Solita's armor. She's just wearing a basic shirt and trousers combo.
Don't let Mara know that she put us in an above ground prison.
No.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as we walk into an almost identical wing as the one that we're currently in, except that it's just the only difference is this magical enchanted gate, Dawn would be like, we should not tell Mara this.
Nope. Wasn't gonna say anything.
Esther kind of looks up, her wings tucked back behind her. So her eyes meet you both. I'm not accepting visitors. I'd appreciate it if you left.
Erden will nod, and she'll pull out what looks to be a letter, as if she sort of anticipated this, and an apple from the fruit bowl, and she will set it on the night table and turn around and leave.
As Eridan leaves, I think Dawn would turn to her and say, I wasn't aware that giving fruit is such a popular custom.
I didn't have anything else.
I mean, you had the letter.
Didn't feel like enough.
So an apple did it.
She'll shrug and keep walking.
I'm fighting the urge for Dawn to do like the Sokka look from from Avatar.
Which look?
Yes!
No, the one where he's leaving, he's just like,
Yes.
Water tribe out.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
as Eridan leaves, Dawn would turn back to Esther. Horrible name.
If it helps, I didn't pick it.
I mean, honestly, I say it's a horrible name, but I do have a great aunt Esther, so, or I did. She's very much dead. She's very, very dead. She's my great great aunt Esther. Anyway, but she would turn to Esther and say, "I would read that. I wouldn't burn it." And then she would leave.
She just looks you dead in the eye for a moment.
I mean, I would look her dead in the eye with all uncanny, unblinking catness. Not catness. I take that back. Don't...
Cat-like.
Not like catness, but like...
Where'd you get that bow from?
That's a nice braid.
Are you on fire?
Girl is on fire.
Yeah, there's a
That's how
pause as
Peter
she
read
looks you
with
in the
you?
eye. Damn it. Yeah, she'll look you dead in the eye just for a moment before you watch her body language shift, and she pulls herself up. As you walk away, she'll close the door behind her. You can go ahead and retrieve your weapons from the guards, and they escort you back to your room. Yeah, is there anything else you want to do?
I think I would just check in with Eridan. Do you think she'd read it? She'll read it?
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
At least you're trying.
I guess that's just gonna have to be enough. Part of me is curious about what she said. Part of me also thinks that it's just better to have a fresh start, maybe, and see where it goes. I don't know. Thank you for going with me. Ma said not to go alone. And I get why.
Dawn would look at Eridan just quietly, listening, and then open her door. Do you want to play with Pestle?
Will they get along with Ashtalora?
I think Pestle, yes. Poultice. No.
That's okay.
Poultice is a one humanoid cat.
I'll go hang out with Dawan and bring Ashtalora with me.
It turns into a cat cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy animal. Yeah, because
I'm here for that.
Pestle is my therapy cat, remember?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep getting them confused. Is Pestle the Persian?
Pestle's the Persian. Pestle,
Someone write it down.
you mash things with a pestle, so it's a mashed in face Persian. Poultice, it does not sound like a good thing. Poultice seems odious, so it's the mean one.
Wow.
I know. Whenever I think of poultices, I just think of like super strong, pungent, herby messes that my mom would put on her back or whatever. That don't smell bad, but they're also like, oof, that's strong. So, poultice is the, all right.
We're gonna chill.
we're gonna chill. You've got your opinions. You're very strong-minded.
All right. With y'all having your little cat therapy session there.
Yes.
Anything that the folks at the camp would like to do, or would we like to take a long rest?
Long rest.
Now we would just like offer to take a watch, but tell everyone else they can rest or whatever. It's just habit.
Since I don't sleep, I think I can just like I can watch. I don't remember how that works, but I think I'm like still aware of my surroundings while I'm.
Yeah, you're entirely aware of your surroundings still. It's just that you need to spend your time
like rooted in one spot.
Photosynthesis.
And nutrients from the ground.
Yes.
I mean,
indeed.
I would like, it's just like habit. She's used to, if she's not at home, she travels alone, so she gets up for a watch, probably usually more than once, and really pushes it for getting a rest. So this is already a luxury to get to sleep for like 6 hours instead of 4 hours.
Okay.
Mara has tired herself out. she is plain tuckered.
Her social batteries are, and so her batteries are way low.
All right. You can go ahead and take your long rest. The night passes relatively smoothly for both parties here. Excuse me. The night passes smoothly, without a hitch, without a problem. Those of you outside are occasionally accosted by the sound of various woodland animals during the night, although that may perhaps be a comfort rather than a distraction. You find yourselves arising a little later in the morning, probably about 9 o'clock, as you watch the suns rise up over the horizon, Jacaranda. The day seems about as nice as it's going to be. A little cloudy, but nice, warm, inviting. You, or those of you outside, you can hear in the relatively close distance, farmers resuming their work for the day. You hear the pitter-patter and ringing of various different tools striking the ground, call-outs, shouting, and the occasional whistle or song of people passing the time. Those of you inside the castle, you find yourselves woken to the slight rattling of metal. Appears to be coming through the door and stops just outside of your individual rooms. You hear the footsteps of some heavily armored individuals walk away, and as you investigate, you find small wheeled trays with what appears to be a breakfast prepared and ready to go for you.
Man, they really put you in a broken prison.
There are guards like outside of this wing. Like what?
It's fine. We don't tell Mara what we saw, and it'll be fine.
Here's your meal.
We don't tell Mara what we saw. We don't tell Mara what we experienced, what we were put into. It's fine.
Oh my god, Mara would be like, I need to talk to the manager.
Your queenliness? What the fuck?
Pardon me, your highness? What in the shit?
Oh my god.
No disrespect.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
I would have, at some point in our morning outside, I would ask Jack if they had been able to learn anything.
Yeah, have I been able to learn anything by taking root?
Go ahead and make either nature or history, whichever you would prefer. History, you would learn more about the general situation. Nature would be learning more about how it's actually affected the wildlife around you.
Wait, what was history again?
So history is just a general, like, the knowledge of what's happened during whatever is going on. Nature, you'd be focusing more on how it's actually affected things. So it's up to you which one you'd want more information on.
While she's thinking about that, so Mara would come out of the tent. And she'd be holding up the dress she was wearing the previous night, going, well, I hope Delilah didn't want that back. She's folding it to put it in her bags because, you know, and now she's dressed in full studded leathers and stuff, but that dress got played in.
So I think I'll go with nature, and that would be a 16.
Okay. As you've spent all this time connecting and reaching out, you feel not only the nature around you, but you feel those spirits, those dreams that you've had before begin to manifest. As you're reaching out, it's more of a feeling you get than a communication. Sections of this forest, as your reach begins to expand, it feels dead, but it's not. It's as if the color and the soul almost has been drained, as if its husk is being commanded, but there's nothing actually inside. No spirit, no natural energy, no magic, nothing. Just walking husks. And as you're connecting, you get these vivid feelings of you being pulled away, almost. These dreams begin to manifest, almost kind of like almost placebo, in the sense that if you feel watching someone else be sick, you yourself also are feeling a little ill now. As it's manifesting, you find yourself and your connection to everything being messed with. Almost as if something is just draining that energy out of you. Not exactly your life force, but your connection to things. And as you bring yourself back and begin to pull away a little bit, you begin to realize that this feeling across this land is slowly but surely extending. It feels as though you're going to have to go deeper into the forest. You feel the pull mostly from the east. And as everyone begins to wake up, this feeling of almost a jar being emptied, and just you staring at this massive empty jars, as it were. That's probably the best allegory I can come up with. You have still that sense of discomfort. Even as you pull yourself away, you now are more in tune with the general area. You feel uncomfortable and on edge.
Okay, so I will describe that and just mention that it just feels wrong, like something's taken something from the nature in this place, and it's coming from the east, it feels like.
Mara would ask, is there anything I can do to help you bear this?
Like the feeling?
Yes. Anything I can do to help you out?
I don't really know. I think just solving the problem is the only thing. Either solving the problem or getting away from it.
Do the gems help you feel any better?
That's just more for if I'm in the darkness.
I have only known you about a day now, but would you be safe going with us to this area if something is stealing from plant life?
Would I be? Do I think I would be?
Whatever this effect is definitive, but it's definitely slow. So you imagine, unless you stayed there for quite a long while, you should be fine.
Okay. So I will relay that as well.
Well, it would seem we have a direction to look for this blight or this Sinalus? This Sinalus. Shall we go gather your friends and start our journey?
I feel like this is a good time for Don and Aridin to roll up holding like baked goods from the rooms that were delivered to them.
Yes.
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
I also feel like Orin has like a cookie or something in his mouth and carrying other things.
Keep forgetting that Orin and Valentine are with us.
I got it. I'm on it.
Good.
And they are also here.
Yes, they are
Would
quite.
Valentine sleep outside or inside?
I think
Well,
The Tempest Cleric probably outside with us.
Probably outside, right?
I almost think Orin might have slept outside.
I know. Were we the only ones that slept inside?
They had like a separate camp. They were super quiet about it.
For all
I
the
don't know
Just
about this.
conquered out. They went right to sleep.
No, they went out. They were partying all day long.
Oh yes, Orin and Valentine, the party people. Yes, absolutely.
Orin can.
She just like you're defending this person.
Yeah.
Orin can handle it.
I was saying, I feel like Valentine was at the ball doing tricks with her broom.
And Orin, didn't he drink the siren's tear and live to tell about it?
True.
Yeah,
Just about, but true.
barely. I didn't say it was like a you know. Anyway.
So, Nawi, how dense are the forests around here?
We should be fine for travel. They are travelable. I decide for the DM.
Then we may want to gather mounts.
Oh, I look at. Oh, yes. You may want something to keep up.
Right.
Yeah. Not all of us have giant cats.
Well, or
Wait a minute. Wait.
Do you?
Jesse, can't you just change into a cat?
Yeah, for like a minute, Cole.
Oh, I thought it was like a wild shape thing.
No. You get more animalistic features. It's
Yeah,
not like you don't turn into a cat.
If I want, no, yeah, exactly. If I wanted to use my swift strideness, I could use that for, I think, a minute. So.
Got it. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm really good at D&D. I know all the rules.
Can't you turn into a big cat? No. I wish.
No.
Shifter.
No, I cannot.
So I say we head back to the castle to see if the queen would be willing to provide us mounts, or at least maybe Knight Marshal Sinclair.
Do you need
Okay.
help getting mounts?
Well, we're not familiar with this city, and we didn't bring any mounts with us.
Would
that's
I,
me.
DM, would I know a place to go convince some animals to be their mounts?
Oh, absolutely.
You don't
There
ask the
are-
owners of the animals.
I love this. Austin, you harbinger of chaos.
I think I just tell them one moment, Lupa, and I like snap and like run and hop on Lupa, and we like take off in a direction.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll a survival check.
The new ranger gets expertise. I have expertise in survival.
Good.
Big numbers, big numbers.
Oh my god. It's a 18 plus 8 for
So 26.
Okay.
26.
So a 26. That is definitely expertise.
that's the
Okay.
first die I've rolled.
Hey, I'm here for it. It's a good sign. It's a good sign.
My curse hasn't touched you yet, sweet summer child.
Oh, let me get out of here.
Yeah, my curse hasn't touched you yet. Let's see if you
Oh,
survive.
bye.
Listen, the cure is just to put the dice in a bowl of salt and they'll be fine. It's all good.
All right. So, as you suddenly rush off into the forest, Lupa immediately picks up the scent of something. This area isn't too dense when it comes to its foliage, so you can go ahead and kind of just pretty much full sprint, other than a few turns to avoid some trees. You can see a few different kinds of animals. There are, your usual kind of like large deer, which would be suitable as a mount. You find something a little more exotic. You find a selection of these kind of large brown and red feathered birds. Lupa's probably going to be pressed to catch up to them because they are incredibly fast, but you would be able to. It's just going to take a little bit more effort. And then there are some kind of like wild horses and things like that. So it just depends how fast you want to go, basically, and how exotic you'd like to go.
If the birds are too fast, we want to be around the same speed, so I'll like approach the horses because horses aren't smart.
All right, yeah.
And birds are super smart, and they're gonna make me solve a riddle or something to get their help, and horses will be like, I'm not doing anything.
Okay, but where's the lie, though?
Alrighty.
And as we
I
approach,
feel like no, horses would be like, okay, brush my mane and I'll take you anywhere. They're so incredibly vain.
As we approach, I'll have Lupa wait so they don't get spooked, and I'll speak with animals. Excuse me. Steeds, I do not mean to startle you on your morning jaunt. I am sure you know your woods are quite ill, and I have a group of adventurers willing to cure them of this blight. They need your aid for a few days. Would you join me?
Steeds. Does anyone know a Steeds? I don't remember a Steeds joining us. I don't know a Mr. Steeds. Sorry.
I am sorry. That is the name the legwalkers call you.
Oh, got
Yes. Would some of you be willing to join me to save your home?
And what's in it for us?
We will save your home.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
She definitely like what's in it for us is she definitely looks at him and says it again. We'll save your home.
Takes him like a full 5 seconds to process. Just yeah. He kind of just snaps his head forward a couple times as a few of these creatures gather around. Yeah, you can definitely go ahead and secure some horses for y'all to get ready for. Did anyone give chase to Lupa, or are you waiting for Nawi to return?
We'll wait for Nawi.
All right.
I want to make it clear also, Naui is almost as fast as her giant wolf, which is stupid. But I get like a bunch of like movement bonuses for the new Beast Ranger.
I want to play a Beast Ranger now.
It's pretty cool. I was like, I'm 5 feet slower than my giant wolf? Sure. This is just for flair.
Sin, you need to come back to me. I have a base.
I love this.
But yeah, I'll head back with them, and as I walk back in, everybody can pick a horse. If you are so inclined, you may want to go ask for a birdle, but they said they'll be agreeable for riding.
Ray, what's the most cat-like horse?
Now
Hey,
that is
Google.
a question.
Hey, Google.
Sorry.
How do I answer that question?
Mara would go to the one that got closest to Lupa, because she figures that's the bravest one, not rattled by the wolf.
All right. Yeah.
And Jacaranda getting on a horse is going to be very interesting.
No, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the broom, and she's gonna float up, and then just shimmy over to the horse's back.
It's gonna be like,
Yeah, I'm sure one of the horses is like one of those like English draft horses. It's freaking massive too.
Yes, it's just large.
It's just a big horse.
Thick with 2 C's. Just, awesome. Yeah, one by one, you can go ahead and jump on these mounts here. Some of them are a little skeptical at first, being wild horses. They're kind of just, you watch as their heads kind of turn towards you, but they seem relatively relaxed thanks to Naui's efforts. You kind of get yourselves as comfortable as you can be riding a horse bareback. That's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but...
Well, of course, Mara hugs her horse.
and
feeds her
Jacaranda's
horse.
like
And then gets
arms
on
are
her
like
horse.
just around.
I do
The
some
horse.
news to report about horses and being cat-like. Apparently, most horses love cats.
Okay, so whichever horse approaches me, I will
saw
take.
the cutest video of a pony running to meet its best friend that was a cat, and it was so cute. And that's where I assumed.
Cute. That's cool. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
I was
pretty
like,
neat.
a horse that's like a cat, and a bunch of articles about like horses and cats actually get along great. Anyway, sorry.
I love
Amazing.
it.
Yeah. So
love
like
it.
a horse.
You know why?
approaches
Because
me.
cats give good back scratches. And the horse
I
can't
see.
reach that part.
What?
You know the part in the middle? The horse can't reach.
I'm
there
not even
to
going to question
scratch
it. I'm just going to accept it.
I don't
we'll
think they
move
scratch
on.
at all, do they?
No,
It's just
it's
or do you mean the tail?
No.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
wait,
horses like
what-
being brushed. They have itches. They can't reach the
So
itches.
Dawn is riding this horse, just making biscuits on its back.
Yes.
I like just thought about what you said. You're like, it can't reach. I was like, can horses scratch anything? I guess
They have hooves.
They can.
I
they
mean,
can get their
they can,
rump.
like-
They just
And
they
they
rub
can
against
roll around.
fences and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
but-
Yeah.
They use their tails to like whack flies and stuff.
God,
Yes.
I can't.
the
There's the
worst
part-
time to be away right now.
Can we talk about how great it is that we can like get itches on ourselves for a second as people?
Right?
'Cause I like will see my
True.
dog like, and I'll like scratch like part of her back, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Man, this could have been an itch for the last 4 days, and you just have no way to get it and no way to tell me. You just suffer."
Imagine like walking out the front door and you see someone just like trying to scratch themselves against their front door, like, yeah, there it is.
Just like bears. Cole,
Yeah.
Cole, you're gonna need to watch the VOD starting from which horse is most cat-like.
This has been an interesting journey from start to finish, let's say that.
So the captions read, "Which horse is the most Catholic?"
Yes. Good.
Yes, that's exactly what we were saying.
And I
Thank you, Google
have-
Meet.
It's the one wearing the cross, of course.
Which saint is a horse girl?
I'm crying.
What did you actually say?
Cat-like.
Ah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, so
Are
one
they
by
all
one.
cats 2 to 1?
Oh, there is a horse girl saint.
What do you mean there's a horse girl
There's a
saint?
saint
There's-
for everything.
There's a
What are you
saint. There's a
talking
saint
about?
for horses. Saint Eligius is the patron saint of horses and cattle. Horse
I
girl.
see. I
Say
see.
horse. I thought you were gonna say horses and cats, and I was like, "There's something here. We're on to something."
Anyway, Saint Horse Girl.
Woo.
So one by one, you find yourselves mounted on these wild horses. Who is going to be taking the lead here?
I imagine Nawi,
Austin.
since they
Yeah.
know the forest around here.
Hey, I got hired to be your guide. I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
Hey, I got hired to be your guide. You all go ahead of me, and I'll just shout from behind.
Okay, Naui, I'd like you to make another survival check for me, please.
Let's go. Hot hands, big numbers. Big
Oh,
numbers
can
are
I
exciting.
help because the feeling I got was like a direction.
You absolutely can. You can take it at advantage.
That is a synthetic 20.
All right. So as all this is going on, you're taking a moment to tune yourself in with your environment. Jacaranda is probably going to approach you and have a quick discussion of, oh, yeah, okay, so I felt this east, etc. And as you are both kind of discussing and both connecting with that around you, you begin to get that kind of feeling of dread and emptiness. You manage to kind of hone in on it, and you can go ahead and take off into the forest as everyone will follow you.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Oh no, yeah, I was like, I would get on Lupa and start my mind link with her and start. I'm essentially like talking with her the whole time about where should be going.
Awesome. You carry on through this section of the forest. You enter an area called, you would recognize this. This is the Strata Thicket. This is an area where the forest becomes incredibly dense in comparison to the area you've seen before. You know that for the most part, there's a lot of natural spirits and natural magics at work in this area. And in fact, this thicket is a place where druids will often come to pilgrimage, as there is more of a concentration of energy there. Towards the edge of this thicket is where you're feeling this. The full journey itself probably takes a couple of hours, factoring in some short rests for the animals and things like that in between. You're probably looking at about 2.5, maybe 3, as you probably don't want to be going full sprint the entire way. As you pass into this thicket, your progress is slowed, as there is far more in the way of trees and plants and flora and fauna. As you begin to work your way through, Naui, as the individual at the front here.
Oh wait, I have a thing for that. I think I have a thing where we can't be slowed. I might have a thing for that.
Is it your natural terrain? Favorite terrain, sorry. Whatever it is.
No, I forget I'm the other kind of ranger, so I'm just faster, period.
Cool. No worries. No, thank you for checking regardless. As the individual at the front of this group, you can see the slight change in the hues in front of you. Greens are beginning to fade into grays, browns are beginning to fade. The plants around you are slowly losing their light, and probably more concerning, you feel some kind of presence. And it throws you off because it's not a natural presence, it's a psychic presence. You feel something, not necessarily, it's not maliciously, like it's not trying to get into your head, but you can feel that it's kind of probing around the general area.
I think
Any of the rest of us get this sense of dread?
Jacaranda would. The rest of you probably... no, I think Dewan would. You're a nature cleric, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would as well. But the rest of you know.
I think I would ask, does anyone else feel that?
I don't like this place.
Everyone be careful and be ready, but if Lupin keeps moving, then it is still safe to press on.
Mara starts humming her counter charm.
And Dawan's going to go up to you, Naui, and touch you and cast guidance.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're at the head. Well, she would reach out and ask if it was okay before touching you.
Of course.
Randomly touching you.
No, she has beautiful black skin. She's used to people wanting to touch her.
When Dawan touches you, you realize that she's got like downy fur as skin.
Oh,
like it's like velvet.
You are
it's like
quite
fuzz.
You are quite soft. I'm sorry if that is weird to say.
I've heard that before.
Everyone be careful. I think I'll be like head on a swivel looking around.
You begin to hear the trees around you creak and moan. They almost seem to be passing on a message, as it's the ones close to you that begin to make these noises first, and then the sound begins to ripple outwards. Seems to be carried across the wind. You notice... Actually, what's your passive perception, Naui?
Pretty high. It's 15.
Okay. Yeah. You can still see multiple kinds of animals, but they seem off. As you're riding through, you can see a set of chipmunks, or a pair of chipmunks, arguing over their food and actually becoming aggressive between each other. You see animals seemingly dotted around the entire area that seem to be getting aggressive between them and territorial. You're actually stared down by a group of deer that seem to be protecting a small area of the forest. Incredibly strange, considering both how they act and the fact that you are currently on Lupa as well. A lot of these creatures seem to be either aggressive towards each other or aggressive in the area. That unease becoming more prevalent between you, Jacaranda, and Dewan, as noticing a little closer, the color from these creatures is also fading from their fur. Not totally, but it's beginning to fade, being replaced by this kind of empty gray.
Is it like progressing? Like, is there a place that's more gray and a place that's less gray?
As you keep traveling forwards, the further you go into this thicket, the more color is being drained from the surrounding area.
Do any of you have any idea what this might be? You have dealt with all manners of horrid things, I was told. Did you see anything like this in your travels?
Does the bard know a story?
This is incredibly recent, so I'm going to say probably not for this one. This is a very recent goings-on, and only really the Queen and a few other individuals are privy to the information.
No, I haven't seen anything like this.
There's no mention of this in any of the cleric books. I'm assuming.
You mentioned you are a cleric. Could this be the work of a deity of some kind that is angry with the forest?
Looks at DM.
That's your opinion. That's I mean, manifestations of deities have done things in the past, so it's entirely your opinion on that one.
It's my opinion.
I mean, perhaps, but I find it hard to believe that any deity would take out their anger on innocent plants and animals. Chipmunks.
I do as well. This is a very unsettling place.
This is not natural.
I will continue to press on for us, but Lupa is getting nervous.
I'm gonna cast Intellect Fortress on Jacaranda, because I am worried about her.
Thank you.
Certainly can. All right. You go ahead and take the effects of that Intellect Fortress as the canopy above you continues to rustle, the same as it would in a regular forest. The sights and though the sights themselves are different, the sounds and the smells seem relatively the same as if you were just stepping through good, healthy forest land. You can see birds jumping from tree to tree more aggressively than before. They seem to be actively chasing each other down, guarding their spaces both in the air and on the ground from intruders. Again, the further you step in, the more color is drained. As you look down, Naui, you notice that the ground underneath you is changing. The sections of the regular forest floor that are covered in both, plants and twigs and muck, it's becoming more sludgy as you approach, and you can feel Lupa's frustration as it's becoming a little more difficult for her to traverse. You kind of begin to hear and see the strain now. Not a massive amount, but the effort being put through of going through this. The area seems to be almost devoid at this point of any kind of color.
How are their
I would
horses
say-
doing?
Yeah, Mara was
Yeah.
going to say, I think we should let the horses leave now.
As you've been carrying on, the horses are obedient, but they've definitely become more aware. They've started whinnying quite often. They're kind of shaking their heads left and right. They seem agitated, nervous. But they are still obeying you.
As we get off the horses, I'll stand next to Mara and put a hand on her shoulder, and I want to send Ashtalora further in.
Okay.
I don't have. I will cast Goodberry and mind link with the horse I talked to originally, just to thank them for helping us get this far and give them a satchel of good berries to remind them once a day. There are 10 you can go share, or there's enough for you 5 to have food for 2 days.
There's just a colony of animals near the kingdom that all have good berries.
I'm here for it. Yep, you can 100% go and do that. Is everyone letting their horse loose? Yeah.
Yes, but I will probably just join Valentine on her broom.
Fat. All right. So you let your horses go. You take another stock of your surroundings. You look between each other, look out, and there is a sound that breaks through this melancholy. Almost as if a huge tree of some description beginning to creak. This sound reverberates and carries across the entire area around you. A scream almost of just frustration and anguish to the east of you.
I suppose that is the way to go.
Does Ashtalora see anything?
As Ashtalora continues forwards, is Ashtalora being stealthy first and foremost, or is she just flying forwards?
She's being cautious.
What kind of... Okay, roll a stealth check for her then, please.
$14.
Okay. As Ashtalora continues forwards ahead, there is another kind of creaking, a shriek almost. She continues forwards. Within your communication range, nothing so far.
Okay.
I think now we would keep moving and say, I understand if you are nervous. I will keep moving. I will make sure to stay in earshot.
I think Dawn would go with.
Yeah, Airden will call Ashdelora back and follow.
Okay. As you all press forwards, deeper east, following these sounds, you find yourselves privy to a rather interesting light show ahead of you. You see through this gray horizon a flash of both green light and purple light, almost as if they're clashing against each other, divided directly in the middle. They seem spontaneous, but they also seem erratic. Sections of this light overcoming one another and then pushing back. They seem unstable, not like, say, dancing lights, where everything is kind of nice and compact. This light is completely erratic. You hear another creak and screech, this time with more of a voice behind it, an entity actually screaming out into this forest. As you carry onwards, you see where sections of this canopy begin to break. There seems to be a far larger tree that seems to span outwards, a little bit taller than the rest of the things around it. As it carries on down, you look at the old and sturdy bark of the tree and find something indented into part of it. Standing at probably about 15 foot, you see a large humanoid-esque tree figure. Not quite like Jacaranda, more literally a tree that has kind of grown these arm-like branches. You see in one of its hands, almost pressed against the tree, digging its rooty claws into the stump, this beautiful green light. And the other hand trying to almost pull away this kind of sickly purple. And as you begin to approach, you just hear, "Help! Someone? Anyone?"
I mean, now we will run up at that point.
I don't know if we should touch directly. And I would suggest, like Adam's, possibly Gollum to help? Or Golem?
Got it.
Can I cast detect? Which one tells me what magic is it? Is that identify?
Detect magic. Detect magic tells you the school and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'll do detect magic.
Identifies like for objects usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, identify will tell you what enchantment is on something.
Yeah. Yes, the classic DM. I didn't give it a school of magic. I just thought it'd be cool.
It's more.
It's not a school, really.
It's not magic. It's not magic.
Is it like the cone?
The creature itself is full of like a more natural, more primordial magic. It's not exactly a school. But there is something else there.
Yeah.
And as you try and probe it, it seems natural in nature, but not natural to the creature you're looking at. There's a strange, almost a well of psychic energy currently building inside of this thing.
Is it like focused on either hand? Like, is it the like sickly purple hand that's more that?
Yeah, the hand, which currently has this kind of purple eerie glow, seems to be almost containing this psychic well. And then on the other side, and the creature itself is built from this more natural energy.
I would say, I'm sorry, Jacaranda. And I would cast Intellect Fortress on the tree person.
Okay.
Which gives it resistance to psychic damage, as well as advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Interesting. Okay. So as this is happening, the more you step forwards, you can feel the energy beginning to build and manifest in a physical way. You can see the wind beginning to build, almost kind of like, I guess the best allegory would be, you know, when like in Dragon Ball Z, when they start going Super Saiyan and like everything around them begins to kind of just mess up. It's kind of like that. These small shock waves of wind is beginning to coalesce around this person, ripping out into the area around. Mara, you go ahead and cast this Intellect Fortress on the tree individual. There is a strange surge of energy from both sides as this spell then takes effect. There is another screech, but not of pain this time, one of determination, as the tree begins to dislodge itself from the main trunk, with both lights still in its hand. This new magic overcoming it, without turning towards you, both hands shaking, pulls its arms back and slams them into each other. And there is this blinding flash of blue-purple light and this low sound that emanates throughout the forest. And as that happens, I think we're going to wrap up for a bit.
Oh man, what?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know where I am because I was like, I run towards it. So let's.
Okay, maybe let's cast some things before we run toward light. We don't know what it does.
Hey,
Listen,
that's not the kind of girl Naui is.
Now we need to learn the hard way how it works.
Naui was like, I already have. I was born with psychic resistance. She was like gonna go up and just like put her hand in the black goop and be like, I will take care of that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure that's fine.
Beautiful.
I'm sure there's...
I was gonna like put my spear in the side of the tree, do a cool flip, and like just like get on its arm and like put my hands in the black goop to get it free.
But also Dawan wanted to take a sample of the black.
You see,
Hey, you can do that at any
team,
point.
team black goop.
In black goo.
Team, don't
I like
touch
this.
it.
And then Oren licks it.
Oh no, not again.
God, no.
Not again.
Put that thing back where it came from. So help me.
Help me.
When I said it running forward, also I would have totally put a like heal. I wouldn't bring her up to that.
To heal
Oh, yeah,
or to
totally.
stay?
Heal, stay, same thing, right?
Yeah,
Heal.
H-E-E-L.
Yeah, H-E-E-L.
Yeah.
As in
Yeah,
stop.
but I thought, I think of heal as in like it stays near your heel. Like that's
Oh.
when
Heal is.
that's what heal is, the command for a dog.
I
We
thought
tell
it was like
dogs to
stay.
heal.
We just use it. We use it interchangeably with stay for my dog.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we taught our dog to heal is to like stay near your heel and
Right,
move
stay
with
by your
you.
side.
Yeah.
Oh, we use it interchangeably of just like stay wherever I told you to be at.
Yeah. Well,
The more you know.
Well.
well.
Yeah, it's cool.
Whoa. Whoa.
We got to save some excitement for next time.
Educational stream.
Education indeed.
How'd
We
you
got a lot
vote
of
them?
education today.
Touch about the Saint of Horse Girls.
State of Horse Girls, and that horses and cats are apparently really
horses really like
similar and they
cats.
get along.
Horses and cats.
I'm adopting this horse that chose me. There's a horse. The horse did choose me, and I am adopting this horse because that's what Dallin does.
We'll go back to the castle. Be like, where's my fucking horse at?
Oh my
The
God,
horse
we're just
chose
gonna
me.
We're gonna be adventurers with a walking zoo.
I told you
were
it's
like-
turning into a menagerie.
We were like, there are a lot of animals, and I was like, oh, buddy, wait. I told Rain, I was like, I want to ride a wolf like Princess Mononoke. That's literally all. I literally don't care what else your game is about.
And of course, Mononoke being my favorite Ghibli film, I was like, yeah, let's go.
I was like, it doesn't need
Let's
giant
do
wolf
this.
stats. It can have normal stats. I just want to rate it.
Okay, but that's what my Beastmaster Ranger iteration 1 had a giant bat because I just wanted a giant bat. It could just have bird stats. I just wanted a giant bat.
Yeah. Like, I can't stress enough.
Give
like,
me a giant bat.
It can. Listen, it can have 10 AC. I don't care. I just want to write it.
I miss Umbra so much.
Wasn't that Stella?
Oh, before Sin?
Stella.
Yeah, original sin. OG sin.
OG Sin.
OG scene.
Someone who went to Catholic school. That's a really funny sentence.
As someone who went to Catholic school, right over the
Appropriate
head.
sentence.
Just
Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out while we mess around and have some fun playing some games. I'm going to do a quick around the horn here just to give everyone a chance to say who they are, where you can find them, and what projects they currently have going on. I'll start with Rochelle.
I am Rochelle, Dragon Gem on Twitch, the Dragon Gem on Twitter. I stream on Sunday evenings. Last week we did I guess yesterday. We played The Room. Next Sunday it'll likely be more Magic the Gathering Arena since it's beginning a new season again. And then I'm here every Monday.
Awesome. Melissa.
Hello. Following me on Twitter is probably the best bet to find out what's going on because it's fluid like life.
We're getting metaphorical, I see.
No, it's metaphorical
It's
Monday.
fluid, like life.
I guess
Anything else you want to plug?
Oh, I'm in a... Yes. I'm currently in a Cyberpunk Red campaign. Usually we're on Thursdays, but I believe we're going to attempt to do a weekend stream for our last episode since we're not sure how long it's going to be. Very action-packed. My car is getting a bunch of upgrades and I'm getting some very cool weapons and guns. And yeah, we're taking on the big bads, which is capitalism. So
fuck yeah.
follow my Twitter and you can
Here for
find
it.
out more.
Always down for fighting capitalism.
Sweet. Awesome. All right, Jesse.
I'm Jessie, Jahus the Moose on the interwebs. I do art things. I would tell you about said art things, but they're secrets.
I'm so excited.
This is what I do Mondays. That's it. That's all I've got.
Check
I
out-
can't talk about what I'm doing right now yet, but will soon, hopefully.
You should definitely check out the Rusty Quill merch site.
Oh yes, I designed some merch for Rusty Quill like ages ago, but still, I designed 2: Bone Apple Teeth and Grifter's Bone. Yes. sometimes I do commissions, but after secrets, which again is hopefully soon.
Awesome. Alrighty. Cool.
Oh no, I'm gonna yawn. Okay.
Perfect timing.
Yes. Hey, howdy, hey. You can find me at Comoriel on Twitter. Still yawning. You can catch me here on Mondays playing Aridin, who will hopefully be less sleepy next week. And tomorrow I'll be over on Rule of Lore for our deep campaign, aka Into Deep, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Last episode, my character was shot. And that's where we ended. So it's gonna be. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure. I'm unconscious.
So basically, your DMs are trying to kill you this week.
Well, you see, my DM asked me like weeks ago, like, "What's your max HP?" So like, I knew something bad was coming, and he was like, "Oh, it would only kill you if I rolled like really well," and then almost proceeded to kill me. So it was spicy. Yeah, that's all I got going on. I'm slowly making my way through Mind and the Mortar Mind and the Mortar.
Wait, whoa, what did you say?
Mortar, I think.
You did.
Mortar and pestle, it's on my brain. Yeah, still working on those, and that's me. Back to you, Ray.
Maybe I should rename Poultice into Murder, so it could be Murder and Pestle.
The mind of Jesse, man.
Hey, whatever floats your goat. I don't mind. All right. And Austin.
Hey, I'm Austin. You can follow me on Twitter at Sailor Scout Austin. That's Sailor SCT Austin. This was fun. What am I up to? I just got done writing for Brinkwood. So that I'm all done with it. I know their project timeline for when it'll get to backers from the Kickstarter and whatnot, but I wrote for that, and that should be out soon. Again, I'm not the project manager. I don't know their timeline, but I believe the Kickstarter update said like this year. So wrote for that. Look out for that. I'm working on a full game with Banana-chan over on Twitter called Deimos Academy, which is a GM-less horror game where you're adults returning to your boarding school after you're mysteriously invited back for a reunion, your 15-year reunion.
No thanks.
What else? I'll be on Utopia's new Kids on Broom show. Donuts and Duels. I think that has an air date. It's like pre-recorded. I'm a bad cast member and don't have it pulled up for when it airs, but check out Utopia. They're great. Find Utopia on Twitter and watch everything they do because they're amazing people. I'm here on Monday, and I have a podcast that releases every Wednesday called Secret Histories of Nerd Mysteries. You can find us on Twitter at Nerd Mysteries. Our last episode was the movie special. Yes, our last episode was at the end of every month on Wednesday. Me and Brenda watch some movies and we talk about them. So the most current episode was our movie special on Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella, the one with Brandy and Whitney Houston. Our upcoming episode is on Sonic the Hedgehog 1991. So the Sonic the Hedgehog video game.
Ooh.
We have episodes on Chuck E. Cheese, Power Rangers, Goofy Movie. No, we haven't done Goofy Movie. We did Space Jam and then talked about Goofy Movie a lot.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, that's I think that's all I'm up to. If you want a game writer, I've got some time open. As I just mentioned, I'm done with one project and I have a few secrets, but I'm not full yet. So if you want a writer, let me know. Do not ask me to be on your show. I I am full for that unless we've already talked. If we haven't already talked, please do not. Because the answer will be I would love to, but I am busy.
Please do not
Like-
perceive.
Like Sunday to Friday right now.
Awesome.
But I'm here.
Wonderful.
Ray got me. Ray took my last like show slot, so
Yes. Excellent. Excellent.
Awesome. As I said at the beginning, Austin's going to be hanging out with us for at least a couple of weeks while we go ahead and have some
probably be
fun in this forest land.
I'll probably be longer. This is really fun.
Good.
It is
I'm glad
very
people are
late
having
and I'm
fun.
very tired because I am EST, but this is very fun.
Same.
Yes.
Okay,
Moves.
so are calling me, and that just makes it more fun because we get deliriously tired.
I'm getting like the tired sweats where I'm like, I need to lay down, but this is fun.
I've got the tired
So we're
giggles
wrapping up.
where I can't stop giggling.
Yes.
So
Yes. I had that
cat
earlier.
horse.
But now it's like every time I yawn, I cry a little bit.
Well, Ray was like, it's 5:30 PST, and I was like, okay, so I'm EST, so okay. What day is it? Monday. Well, why is it Monday? I was like, okay, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I was like, I
Mondays
don't know
are
if
the
I'll-
worst days,
but
so
I'll-
you gotta end it on a high note.
I was like, I'll try, but this is fun.
I'm glad you had fun. I'm super glad. I hope everybody else had fun as well. It's always a pleasure to excuse me. It's always a pleasure to play with y'all. Always a pleasure to GM for y'all. I'm Ray, humble GM for the Mind of the Martyr here. You can find me here on Mondays with this wonderful group and our two missing wonderful group members as well. You can find me in a couple of other places, although I've been a little quiet recently. You can find me over on Polished Cryptids channel, where we're currently doing the Stygian Shroud, which is a Curse of Strahd sequel, level 12 to 20, rewrite. I went through and just kind of made things a little more interesting. So that's been super fun to do and super fun to GM for. You can find me over on Savric's channel on Saturdays, where I am playing Star Wars Exile. Again, super fun. Just had a super emotional moment with my Grey Jedi, where I ended up having to defeat my Padawan, who had fallen to the dark side, and all of this. It was all very sad and very emotional, and made someone cry, and it was wonderful. It was super fun to play and super fun to explore that. So yeah, you can find me in a few other places, but honestly, Red Mage Ray on Twitter is going to be the place to see what I'm doing. And for us at Friends Who Roll Dice here, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of charity streams coming up. We're starting off with Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is going to be amazing. And we have a few more games to announce, all going towards charity. We are super fun, super excited to be doing that. And we have a few other projects in the works. So if you want to keep in the loop when it comes to that, go ahead and throw us a follow. And if you have a Twitch Prime sub laying around or anything like that, consider a subscription. It'll help us buy some more indie TTRPGs to go ahead and showcase them with some wonderful cast members. Yeah, that's about it on that front. Anything else that anyone would like to add?
This was great.
Who are we gonna raid?
Sweet. Oh yeah, my Twitter handle is outdated. Ignore that. It's at Red Mage Ray, not Bearded Baymax. Thank you for pointing that out, Melissa. I didn't realize.
My bad. I'll fix it.
Fantastic. It's all good. It's all good. We're still in the middle of a Paganini. You know, we're just getting.
Speaking of rated, we got rated by RPGs Anonymous.
Oh, thank you so much, y'all. We're about to pass you on another raid, but thank you for raiding.
Raid Train.
Ray Train.
It is, yeah, super cool to see you all. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're keeping well.
Come on, raid the train.
I think, no, that's fine. I think that we're going to go ahead and throw a raid over to Jude, one of our Emporium cohorts over there. Jude is a wonderful variety streamer. They've recently been moving into a new place. It's been super stressful for them. Great, but stressful. So we can go ahead and throw some love over to her. Yeah, we're gonna roll a quick credit roll first,
Oh
just
no,
to.
wait, maybe we won't.
Are we?
Because I know, because I didn't upload it.
Do you want me to send it to you? Real
It's
quick.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. We can add that in post. It's all good.
Okay.
No worries. In that case, then we'll go ahead and get
What
our
is-
raid on.
What is Jude's Twitch channel?
It is Mermaid Queen Jude. Apart from if I spell mermaid wrong, and then get embarrassed because I spelled mermaid wrong. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Take care, keep safe, keep moving forward, and we will catch y'all super soon. Take care.